Hi guys, it's Alli. I wanted to thank you for joining me today, and I want to quickly announce that I'm going to be having a massive Zoya giveaway this weekend, which is going to be August 4th or 5th, 2018. I'm not sure which day the video will go up, but I'm going to be having a massive Zoya giveaway. I'm going to give away a total of 46 Zoya polishes, 26 that are going to be given away on YouTube, 10 on Instagram, and 10 on Facebook. So if you're not following me on those social media platforms, head on over. Links are in the description box. And yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend and lots of fun stuff given out, so I hope you guys will join me. Alright, so in today's video, we're going to be visiting the Zoya Element Collection for Fall 2018. And I apologize to Zoya and to you guys for getting this video out late. I've actually filmed it twice, and I didn't like the way that it turned out. So back to my old habits. Just kidding. No, I just wanted to do the video justice because I know that I have a lot of subscribers who love Zoya, and I want to give you guys the best review possible. Alright, so Zoya is a cruelty-free and vegan brand. All their polishes in this collection are going to be tin-free, and you're going to see the Zoya brush in the swatches. It's not my favorite. It's a little bit thin, round, and it's just ideal for smaller nail beds. And I have not small nail beds, but they're decent. I mean, not big nail beds, but they're decent size. They're not tiny. Information that's pertinent to ordering is in the description box. For this video, Zoya did send me the collection, so I don't have any order information for you. But I think they had like a pre-order going on, which I may have missed. I think these are available for anyone to purchase at $10 a piece on August the 1st, which is after this video's up. So yes, but this is a 12-piece collection. They're priced again at $12 a piece, and they're available on August 1st. My thoughts on the collection. So I showed this collection to my sister, and I also showed her the Thrive collection, which came out for this spring. And her exact words were, "What's the difference between the two?" And this is someone who is not like a polish addict or anything. Like she's a casual polish wearer. She generally has something on, but she's not, you know, super in tune like we are. But yeah, she was, you know, wondering what the difference was, and that's my sentiment exactly. It doesn't scream fall. There are a few really nice fall shades in here. It doesn't scream fall. It doesn't look a whole lot different from everything else that's been released this year and even in some of last year. So yeah, there are a couple polishes, Devin and Gardner. Yeah, these two. Which Zoya did step out of the box a little bit with these two, so I appreciate that because they have a different finish. But given the name of the collection, which is Element, these are the polishes, the polish colors, I would have expected a forest green, like a charcoal gray, a deep navy blue, maybe a rich chocolatey brown. When I think of the elements, like I'm thinking of, you know, the elements of the earth, which would include the earth, which would include like fire, maybe even like a nice rich orange. I don't know. I think of fall. When I think of elements, I think of fall and typical fall colors, and these are not typical fall colors to me. These are more like anytime. And I have a theory. You're going to see in the individual polish reviews. But I think that Zoya is working to perfect these shades, these reds, these pinks, these purples. They've released a lot of them, and I can say that I think that their formulas have gotten better over time. So maybe that's what they're trying to go for. There are some really great formulas in this collection, I'll go ahead and say. So maybe that's why they're going in that. Maybe that's why they've been giving us so many colors that are kind of the same. But I was really excited when I heard the name of the collection. I was really excited about it. And then just seeing it, it just didn't kind of live up to what I was expecting. That's all. So you guys know I keep it 100 with you. So anyway, all the descriptions are going to be coming from the Zoya website. For full disclosure, I do have a layer of gel polish over my nails. That's what's been keeping my nails growing and strong and everything. So I was a little bit wary about reviewing with gel polish over, but what I realized when I started putting the nail polish on is that polish actually goes on a lot better on the natural nail. So this, having the gel on my nails really exacerbated any flaws in these formulas. Something that's streaky ends up being streakier on a nail that's covered with gel as opposed to the natural nail, etc. Something that's sheer ends up being more sheer in my experience. So I don't think that that is going to alter my review at all. If you feel differently, you can let me know in the comment section. But yeah, I felt like if anything, my review would probably be a little more harsh, but I'm going to make sure that it's tempered for what I expect and what I know of Zoya polishes. So let's get started with the first one. The first one we have, which is separated on me a little bit, it is Rumor. It's Rumor. And Rumor is described as a full coverage mauve taupe with subtle shimmer. And they also describe this as the perfect classic shade for the fall. And it is really nice. It's a pretty color. It's a soft, dainty color. It's a safe color. It's almost opaque in one coat. You just want to watch for streaks a little bit. I had some, and so I needed two. Very easily opaque between 1 and 2. And while the color isn't necessarily my preference, the formula was great. So if you like the shade, definitely pick it up. Next up we have Jenna. Jenna is described as a full coverage dusty rose pink cream with blue undertones, which is a great description. This is also really close on 1. It has a nice buttery formula. It just kind of glides on the nails. It's very pigmented and also opaque in between 1 and 2 coats. Again, the color is not really, it's okay, like it's a pretty color. It's just not something I typically wear a lot of. So for color preference, it's not a favorite, but if you like the shade, the formula is great. So I would definitely pick it up. Third, we're looking at Ruthie. Ruthie is described as a full coverage raspberry rose cream, which Zoya came through with the descriptions in this one. I was impressed because all these were really, really good. Yeah, full coverage raspberry rose cream. This one runs just the slightest bit streaky, so it's nearly opaque in 1, but in my opinion, it's definitely gonna need 2 because it's a little bit streaky. And kind of going with the theme of the first 2, again, the color preference isn't my thing, but or the color is not really my thing in terms of my preferences, but the formula is fantastic. So if you like the shade, I would recommend picking it up. Fourth up, we have Marianne. This one is described as a full coverage pink toned rose with a soft glowing shimmer. And this one's very nice too. It's very pigmented, which I didn't expect that looking at the shimmer, because the shimmer is gorgeous. I was expecting it to be a little bit on the thin side, but it was very pigmented. It's easily and completely opaque in 2 coats. And this is one that I would buy both for the formula and the color because of the shimmer that's in it. The shimmer is kind of like a satiny gold shimmer. It's very soft in terms of not like a yellowy gold, but it's really, really pretty. So I really liked Marianne. Next up we have Kendra. Kendra is what they describe as a beautiful full coverage Marsala cream. And yes, this, in my opinion, any shade that's kind of in this family is what I would call a bread and butter Zoya polish, because they have gotten these types of polishes, I think Quinn and Tony, and maybe there's another one, down to a 1-coat formula. This is a 1-coat wonder. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a gorgeous color. It's a gorgeous formula. Highly recommend. Definitely one that I would repurchase. And taking us to the halfway point of the collection, we have Alyssa. Alyssa is described as a full coverage red toned purple cranberry cream, which is a mouthful. I don't necessarily see that in here. This is the one that I was a little bit like, I don't know if I see that. I don't see any purple in this whatsoever. I just see kind of like a red and a little bit of a brown in there. But anyway, it's very streaky, this formula. It's a little bit thin, and maybe it's because of the gel on the nails, but it almost seemed to move around after I applied it, which is really weird. And again, the gel does have like a really slick, unnatural finish, so that's probably why it kind of slid around. At any rate, if you're able to avoid the streaks on one, really, really pigmented to where it's almost opaque in one. Otherwise, it'll probably take you, it's going to take you probably 2 anyway, but it might take you 3 if you have a lot of streaks like I did. So it just depends on your application. This is a polish that I would skip given the formula. I don't think the shade is unique enough to where I would be willing to put up with the formula. Alright, and then number 7 we have Donnie. Donnie is described as a full coverage purple toned sangria cream. This one is one of the more out of the box for the collection, and it's a more out of the box shade in general. I don't think you see a ton of these because it's almost like a muted, fuchsia in a way. It has a really nice formula. It's just the tiniest bit streaky, but it does have a lot of pigment as well to where it's almost opaque in 1 coat and easily opaque in 2. It's a really, really, really nice polish, guys. I definitely would recommend for the formula. The shade, it just depends on whether or not you like it. To me, it clashes a little bit with my skin tone, so I don't love it on me, but I think it's a really pretty shade. And then next we have Maeve. Maeve is described as a full coverage Concord grape cream. This one had an almost uncomfortably thick formula. Now you guys know I love my thick formulas. I love them. But this one might be a little bit difficult to work with if you're not used to working with thick polishes. It was almost a little bit too thick for me. It's a little bit streaky on 1, but it is completely opaque in 2, as you would expect. I said that really fast. It's opaque in 2, as you would expect with thick polishes. But again, if you're the kind of person who typically gravitates towards a thinner formula, this one might be a little bit difficult for you to work with. I like it for the formula. I like the color, but it's not necessarily the most unique thing, so I don't know if I'd repurchase it or not. Alrighty, and then we're moving into one that I loved. This one is called Rachael. It's a full coverage mulberry, they describe it as a full coverage mulberry berry cream. Very, very beautiful. Yeah, it's like a wine, mulberry wine shade. It's really pretty. These types of shades are typically stainers, and keep that in mind. It did temporarily stain my nails, but it wasn't too bad. These polishes typically are a little bit streaky as well, and this one was just a tiny bit. It was opaque in 2 coats, but this is one of those really classic fall shades for me. It's really elegant, really classy, like perfect for any kind of occasion. So yeah, I liked it, and I would definitely repurchase this both for the color and for the formula. Alright, and the last cream and the 10th polish of the collection is called Layton. And Layton is another favorite of mine. This one they described as a deeply saturated blackened aubergine cream. Did I pronounce it right that time? This one is actually a great formula for the color. From a distance, this one does appear to be opaque in 1, but when you get up close to it, you realize that it does need 2, but the 2 are just really easy. Like, they're not difficult at all. It's another one of those perfect for fall kind of shades to me, and like this is getting in the vein of what I'm looking for when you're releasing fall collections. It has this chic quality about it that makes it really nice for like special events and things like that. So I like this one a lot, and I would definitely repurchase it both for the color and the formula. Alright, and then the last 2 I thought were toppers, but they're actually not. They're full polishes. The first one we have is called Devin. This one is described as a steel blue with hints of multicolored shimmer and a dense foil finish. And yes, it's all of that. And like I said, I thought it was a topper at first, but it's a full polish. You can layer this over a dark polish and use it as a topper, but you can use Devin on its own completely and get it opaque in 2 coats. A thicker second coat will get this completely opaque in 2 coats. This isn't typically like my jam of something, but I do appreciate 100% the fact that Zoya went out of the box with this, and I think that it is a really nice option for the fall. And our last polish is called Gardner, and this one is described as a deep periwinkle with a vibrant magenta shimmer and a dense foil finish. And yes, all of that is there. Once I saw Devin, I knew that this one probably wasn't a topper either, and again, you can use it as a topper if you want, but it does get completely opaque in 2 coats on its own, a little bit sheer and streaky on the first one, so you do need 2. This one is your Halloween option. It's like a perfect Halloween kind of purple. a little bit ghoulish of a purple. And you can layer this over something dark and get a nice effect. I think I have some pictures of that. Or you can totally use it on its own. Again, not really my jam, but I'm happy to see that Zoya took a chance on some different types of finishes. It's not a safe polish at all, and I can really appreciate that. So those are the 12 polishes and my thoughts on the 12 polishes. Sound off in the comment section. I want to hear what you guys are thinking about the Zoya Element collection for fall 2018. I like to hear which ones you liked, which ones you thought could have been better, which ones you've picked up if you've already picked them up or pre-ordered them, and what you're excited about seeing. So I will see you guys in the next video very soon. Bye.